What's harder, being a VC or being a founder?
And this is the only opportunity Alex and I have had at Redpoint where we just skip the debrief.
I didn't know you could use technology to make art. I thought you could only use technology to make money.
Someone on your team told me to ask you about the lizard.
Yeah. Oh man, this one might get spicy. I'm Weber. I'm the founder and CEO of Flora. When I was working in investment banking, all I had to do was model out a business model, which I could do in like 1 or 2 days. And the reason for that was because I had this software program called Excel, where I didn't have to calculate every single number. Meanwhile, I'm at ITP learning 10 different creative tools that are really outdated. It takes me weeks just to make a single great piece of creative work. If you think about something like Cursor, they're kind of building this agentic layer above programming. In the creative world, there's no programming language. Creation happens manually, step by step. I had a box here, I had a circle here. If you want something to be created, there's no logic there. They have to go do it by hand. The creative tools and the creative means of production are broken. That's why creatives don't make money.
Historically, design tools, they've really been focused on the editing process. You look at, Adobe and Figma and others, you're really editing the asset for sort of the final output. With AI, there's this whole new part of the workflow, which is ideation and generation. And so we feel like there's a new type of tool that is focused on sort of enabling that part of the process. And we spoke with 20 plus users, and it was very clear that Flora emerged as the winner here.
So Flora is a professional AI creative tool with every single creative model across text, image, and video in one infinite canvas. So you can connect all these models together to concept extremely quickly and build scalable generative workflows. Now that you can make a single piece of media, like that, the natural creative opportunity is to take a step back and design the entire creative process itself.
Instead of starting at pixels and iterating from there and then using AI to help you with pixels, you actually start with an idea. You iterate your idea through all these various modalities of AI and then drop into final editing and tuning with pixels. And that is a complete mind shift in design.
What came up in all of our conversations is that's the most intuitive tool on the market. Just the walkthrough and sort of onboarding experience, there's really no learning curve. You just immediately know how to bring nodes into the editor, connect them, apply animations or generations and things like that. And so it was honestly really fun to use. Me and Alex love trying out design tools. We actually played around with Flora quite a lot. Alex is a huge comic book nerd.
It is true, I am a comic book nerd.
He has these pictures of comic covers in his office.
It's an original sketch of 6 of my favorite comic book heroes that I got from the best artist. I took photos of those, uploaded them into Flora, and then I changed the styling of them and animated them. So it looked like a photo, but it's actually moving and dynamic. That's what I created with Flora, and it was amazing.
So the first customer we actually iterated with was Pentagram, the world's best design agency, because we felt that with AI, this kind of bulk generation of many assets became really, really easy. Quantity becomes easy. The hard part is quality. No one wants to live in a world just full of AI slop. So we set a really high bar for ourselves. We went and talked to hundreds of the world's best creative teams and iterated with them, studying what their creative process was, and then figuring out how do we build a creative tool for them, the very best. That would help them do great creative work, and then also make it really easy to scale it.
Do you have a SF versus New York take?
Yeah, if you want to build enterprise software, SF is a great place to be. We're building for creatives, so we love being in New York.
Our entire team at Redpoint is just blown away by Weber and the people that he's brought on board. Weber, he's a storyteller. He just has this view towards the future of design that we just really admire and respect and believe in. And this is the only opportunity Alex and I have had at Redpoint where we just skip the debrief.
I don't think any of us had to say a single word. Everybody just looked at each other and said, yep.
I have a background ranging from evolutionary science research to investment banking to venture capital.
He is a unique human in that he has this incredible combination of left brain, which is like highly analytical engineering mindset, and right brain, which is creative and dynamic, and he has both.
One thing that we have scattered around is these old CRT vintage TVs. Those are actually things I was using for my old art projects that we decided to bring here as well.
What's harder, being a VC or being a founder?
Being a founder, by far.
Yeah.
I think when I was in VC, I used to basically watch founders eat glass for a living. Now I eat glass for a living. But yeah, it's also very, very fulfilling. I wanted 2 very hard things. I wanted to love what I do every day and also be world-class at something and have an impact. And most importantly, I realized that I would back myself for this. If you're doing something that really fulfills you, work just feels like play, and you need to work hard at one thing to be world-class at anything. I do feel like I'm a one-of-one founder for the space because we were building creative tools for fun. It came out of solving our own problem. Even though we focus on the world's best creatives, we want everyone to maximize their own creative potential and build a tool where it makes creating feel very natural. They can get their creative vision out there as easily as possible.